The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. We appreciate you hopping on today. My name is Alex Augustus. I'm the Director of Events here at Perfect Golf Event. I'm joined today by Eric Anderson from Vortex Insurance. I just wanted to welcome you all here to this presentation and outlining some weather insurance today for your upcoming golf event in 2026. Just to dive in, I wanted to give you all just a brief background. Over the past 8 years or so, one of our many goals has been to help our organizers avoid risk at their event. Our first step with that was successfully implemented kind of back in 2019 with our hole-in-one insurance program. Around that time frame, we were also looking for a great partner to help organizations in the event their tournament gets canceled. Since we help about 5,000 events every year, this was increasingly becoming an issue with our organizers. Eric, who I will introduce here in a minute, we found kind of right here in our backyard in Northeast Florida. His company is truly the best of the best when it comes to making sure you're covered in the case of any unforeseen weather on your event day. We've been so thrilled with what Eric has had to offer that we've even started including some rain coverage in all of our upgraded website packages at Perfect Golf Event. We've been partnered with Eric for the last several years, and we're really excited to continue our partnership here in 2026. A couple quick housekeeping items with regards to the webinar itself. We'll be sending out a link after the webinar as well as a copy of the presentation. So don't worry about taking notes frantically. We've got you covered. Sometimes the topics can go a little bit fast. We're going to try to get you in and out here about 20 minutes or so. So we encourage you to ask questions using the chat field on the right-hand side of the screen. I'll send a little test message here and you can kind of see where that's located. And we'll be answering, some of those questions at the end of the webinar. I'm going to turn this over to Eric now. We really appreciate you hopping on today on your Thursday afternoon. So Eric, take it away.
Alex, thank you so much. I really appreciate the introduction and welcome everyone. We've got a large group for the second webinar of 2026. Very excited to have everybody on board from all over the country. Basically, what Alex is saying is we're going to go through the presentation and at the end, we're going to follow up with some questions and then you're going to get the copied deck and recorded version. But like Josh, I'm so used to having Josh on here, Alex, but like Alex said, we're very thrilled to be working with Alex and Josh and their team over the several years. They are the best in the business, we think so. But so you're in good hands there. But in working with them, we're thrilled to be able to provide weather insurance to all of their customers. And like Alex said, with the Birdie, Eagle, Double Eagle, and Ace upgrade packages, you get a small amount of weather protection. But with that, usually all the customers have been calling me and looking at basically buying more. So that's always an option for you, so your entire event is covered. And we can go through that after I get to meet all of you here on the call. So as we get started here, for all of the organizers, whether you're a first-time organizer or you've been doing this several years, you want to think about your event and the impact of rain, whether it's a little bit, a medium amount, or a complete washout. Because the beauty of our rain insurance is you don't have to get rained out to collect. If the amount of rain hits the triggering threshold that you purchased in the hours you purchased, okay, it doesn't matter when the rain comes, you're getting a check in less than 2 weeks for the amount that you're insuring. So again, I just wanted to put that in front of everyone so you do not have to get rained out to collect. It's very important to understand. So we'll get started and then we'll answer your questions at the end. So we like to say, don't let bad weather slice into your club's bottom line. You can't predict the weather, but you can help protect your business from it. There's a myth out there that insurance agencies don't know weather. Turns out we're weather nerds. Our team has over 100 years of combined experience in the weather risk management industry, and we've been helping protect events since 2008 using data-driven policies that mitigate risk. A little bit about Vortex. We are a subsidiary of MSI Guaranteed Weather, which has been in the weather risk management industry for more than a quarter century. And since 2008, Vortex Weather Insurance has specialized in insurance products for outdoor events, fairs, festival, concerts, rodeos, jumpy castles, zoos, lacrosse tournaments, you name it. And in 2019, they started offering protection for golf properties, golf tournaments, member guests, all the way up to the PGA Tour that I write for, because we understood that there was a huge need out there. Also, I'm asked this quite frequently. Vortex's insurance carrier is our owner, Mitsui Sumitomo, and we are rated A+ by AM Best. Here's a picture of me. Nice to meet everyone. I am the National Director of Sales since 2019. Before that, and I'm still doing it, I've been a weather derivatives broker. And even before that, I played golf professionally. I worked at Augusta National. So I played golf tournaments on every type of level. I've run golf tournaments, so I know the pain points that you're going through, and I can help you pick the types of levels that you're looking for, so you're protected in the right way for the right hours and the right amounts. There's a myth out there in the golf business: you can't fight Mother Nature, and we say not so fast. You can stand up to Mother Nature and help protect your revenue with Vortex. Across the country, savvy golf course operators and tournament organizers are using rain insurance as a risk management hedge. And as a hedge, you want to think about the anticipated heavy play periods. We do seasonal and monthly hedges, Monday golf outings, any day. Holiday weekends, so Memorial Day kickoff for those of you in the north that you're starting to look at. St. Patty's Day kickoff, March events, July 4th, 250th year for the United States this year. There's a lot of interest there. Labor Day, you name it. Member guests. So we write for all of these types of events. And within these events, you want to say, okay, whether it's a pro-am, a member guest, corporate outing, you want to think about the play-related revenue and those things that go into your personal equation, whatever that equation might be, whether you're trying to, your expected revenue, your fixed or floating costs, the on-course festivities, the before raffles, silent raffles, 50-50s, all those kinds of things, and then dinners after where more people might come up. So we look at all those kinds of things and we try to figure out, okay, what's your number that you're trying to get to, and then we'll help you craft a policy so you get the right protection in place. So this is a very important slide. Rain insurance versus P&C insurance, and the chance of sustaining an adverse rain occurrence for a golf event is significantly greater compared to traditional P&C events, i.e. auto, accident, fire, etc. So here's the chance of a potential insurance claim on a single day over a 20-year period. So very low for car insurance and home insurance. Okay, so then you see this map populate, rain insurance versus property casualty insurance. Here, as a comparison, here's the chance of just 1/4 of an inch of rain falling on any single day between June and August, significantly greater. So there's a myth. Rain insurance is complex, and we say good news, and we make it very simple for you to understand. And this is how it works. Rain insurance is parametric. What does that word mean? Rain insurance is triggered simply if the recorded rainfall at your location meets or exceeds the threshold listed in the policy during the coverage period. Proof of loss or event cancellation is not necessary for the policy to trigger and pay a claim. We take care of that. If the amount of rain hits the threshold in the hours that you buy, we are sending you a check in 2 weeks. We send you an expiration report from WeatherWorks on the hour, every hour within your policy language. And also, you know, you're getting this check. Sometimes people get it between 5 and 7 days, but it's usually you receive it in less than 2 weeks. So how does the rain insurance work? Okay, so Vortex uses WeatherWorks claim determination, and through a blend of technologies and radar technologies at your location, it's hyper local. It's not measured at an airport that could be 5 or 10 miles away. So we're eliminating the basis risk in the reading. So we come right down on top of your property. So the measurements are made at your event. The rain insurance also, we provide recorded hourly precipitation measurements as little as 0.01, triggering rainfall thresholds as low as 0.01. And you want to think about the policy options. Obviously, we know what the shotgun coverage is, you know, I write those all day long. But you want to think about, you know, all the way to the right there, the ladder coverage, which means it has different layers of thresholds. So the more that it rains, the more that you're paid out. And I'll explain that to you when I get to meet everybody on the call. And then we just built this product called RainSure, which is an escalator product, which means it pays out every 100th of an inch. We found out that there's a lot of events out there that wanted to see this type of product, so we have it built now. So we have 3 products to offer you. And then also, it's important to understand the extended hours coverage. So I had a customer on this morning up in the Northeast, and their event's going to start at 8. And he said, Eric, what happens if it starts raining at 3 in the morning and it rains up until 7 or 8 and we lose, you know, 50% of the field, the course is unplayable? I said, you're not covered. So I've had several events by hours before the first ball's in the air. So it's important to understand that, because that total amount, okay, goes in the aggregation of the measurements for your entire day. Now, depending on the language of your contract with the golf course, whether it's 6 holes, 9 holes, or if you have the golf course for the day, you can tell us the amount of hours that you want to purchase. And I can show you several different pricing options, whether you want 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, or just 5 for the shotgun. I'm happy to do that for you. So some parametric options that go into your equation. The hours vary per day for multi-day events. I write a lot of 2- and 3-day events. Rain thresholds, obviously the lower the rain threshold, the probability is greater, so it's going to be more expensive. Versus, say, higher, like 0.75 or an inch of rain, which doesn't happen often, so it's more of a washout back-end kind of idea. It's just something to think about, and I will show you how all that works. The limits each day, I could show you whether you need 10,000 coverage, 20, it doesn't matter what amount. I can help you get to that number where it makes the most sense. Okay, the use of hourly data allows us to concentrate only on the hours when rainfall could negatively impact business operations. So as I was just mentioning, sometimes there's hours in the day when everybody's going to get there, and there's going to be a putting contest and raffles, and maybe 2 hours before your event kicks off. And rather than, I always push customers, if you're going to try to, you know, save a few bucks on the amount of premium, I'd rather you have the hours on the front end versus the back end, because if people, meaning your customers playing golf, if they're there and it starts to rain on the 15th, 16th, or 17th hole, usually, you know, they're going to go inside and hopefully have the lunch or the dinner and spend more money at your raffle, etc. So, but the hours, as I said, on the front end, they add to the aggregate. And if you were to lose, say, 20 or 30% of your field because it's raining as they're making the decision to come to the golf course, you know, those hours are in the total amount that will be added up. So again, I can help you look at those figures once I price up your event. Okay, here's a grid that, you know, in Ponte Vedra Beach, this is back in 2019. You can see in the summertime at TPC, it rains, you know, a lot more, you know, in the afternoon than in the morning. But, you know, these are the kinds of things what I can show you at your location if it's helpful in determining, you know, how much you want to spend versus the probability of rain. Okay, there's another myth out there that rain insurance is too expensive. And in reality, our team works for you to create a policy that fits your needs and budget. Okay, I'll work with you. We'll figure out the best hours and the best threshold, so you completely understand what you're buying and you're protected and you have the peace of mind that you're looking for. So the pricing, the rain insurance is priced using historical probabilities, obviously geographic location. Florida down here in the summer is more expensive than the winter. You know, the time of day, like I just showed you, the afternoon, it rains more than the morning. And obviously the more hours, the more expensive. But, you know, it's going to be more expensive here than it is in Arizona. Okay, here's an example of just our standard style. This is down at PGA National in the winter. So a few years ago, almost on the exact date we are today, just a 5-hour shotgun on 10,000. So if you were to purchase option A for 10,000 of coverage, if it were to rain a total, it doesn't matter when the rain falls between 10 and 3 o'clock, as long as it hits 0.20 or higher, you're getting a check for 10,000. And for this event, it was $420, a rate on line of 4.2%. So here's a sample quote for our ladder style. And what does that mean? That means that as it goes through the different layers, okay, you're paid out more and more. So it adds up. So in the example where if it were to rain through 0.20 and not touch 0.33 in between 10 and 3, you'd get 10% of the limit, which is 15,000. If it were to rain through 0.33 and not touch 0.5, it's another 30%. So you get the 15 and the 45, which would be 60,000. And then if it were to rain all the way through 0.5, you get the full 150,000. Again, it depends on the type of event you have, but I will price this for you as well. And then here's a 3-day member guest that we, you know, you can see the coverage period, 11 to 7, 9 to 3, 9 to 6, 3 different days, the same threshold, the same limit, but each day is independent of the other days. So you could have 1 or 2 days pay out. It doesn't matter the order, but they're all independent. And then here's a, you know, I'm asked this every day, Eric, we have a rain date. Well, our customer here had a rain date and it blew through 0.33. He had a check, as you can read, very quickly. And then he went ahead and he bought rain insurance for the rain date too. So I can help you, you know, think about the different amounts for the rain dates as we get closer to your event. So we work with several professional relationships, several sections, you know, buy back our weather insurance for different types of tournaments, PGA Reach. I've done a lot of NFL alumni events through PGA Magazine, Folds of Honor across the country on the very high level. PGA Tour Travelers, we'll be doing our 4th year with them here, and the Dicks on the Champions Tour level, our 5th year. 2 years ago, they both had a 6-figure payout, and they bought the layered or step insurance. So, and then Buffalo Group does all of our marketing, and obviously Perfect Golf, Alex, Josh, Bruce, and team, they're the best. And we couldn't be more thrilled than to be working with them again. So as we get towards the end here, here's some testimonials. But Alex, do we have any questions I can help with?
We do. We've had a few come through here. Let's start with this one. So is there, Eric, is there a good spot to start where, you know, for an amount to insure for in terms of rainfall? Like, do you start at a 1/2 inch? Do you start at a 1/4 inch? How do you approach that?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So on the one slide, what we've done is we've built several options for every customer, whether they need, you know, a very small amount of rain. We can go as low as 1/100th of an inch, and we can go as high as up to an inch, inch and a quarter. Again, every event is run differently. And so the more that I learn about your event, I can help you pick the kind of threshold that will hurt your event. Some people need very low thresholds because they're reliant on their fundraiser for their year. So they'll spend a little bit more money. And then some people say, you know, Eric, our folks will play through rain. So we'll take a little bit of a higher threshold, and the golf course can, you know, it could take more rain. So every event is different, but that's a great question because, you know, courses along the beach, they can take, more rain. Whereas, some courses, if they've had a rainy season, they're probably going to want to, take a lower threshold because the water table's high. And if you get a little bit of rain, sometimes it can be unplayable.
So I know that, you've had some instances where people are purchasing this way in advance, months and months in advance. Is there like a happy zone, like if, typical purchase date, how far out are they purchasing for their event day?
Yeah, no, sure. Well, obviously we encourage everyone to buy as soon as you can to make it a line item in your budget. But we understand that sometimes you have to raise money or get sponsors, and that's okay too. But if I were to quote something today for an event in September, that price is good for 45 days. Now, when I go to reprice, it won't deviate too much. Sometimes it goes up or down, but as of right now, it'll stay locked at 45 days. The last drop dead day that you can wait to purchase, okay, is 15 days. And that's so you can't cherry pick the forecast. So if that day falls on a Saturday or Sunday, you have to purchase on the Friday before.
Excellent. And I want to reiterate this just because I heard you say it during your presentation. So can the organizer can still host the event and if they can receive the payout and still host their event that day. Is that correct?
That is correct. It has nothing to do with cancellation. You can play through the rain. It's a great question. And so just say you bought a 1/4 of an inch, Alex, and your event's 5 hours and it's, really crummy out, and the superintendent or the pro comes out and says, hey, it's really wet out there. Just can everybody ride on the cart path only, but you can keep playing golf. You can actually have your event, continue to play it. It can trigger so you get paid and have your event. But no, that's a really good question.
And I've got, just to piggyback off that one last question. How long does it typically take to get the claim paid out?
Yeah, so we start getting the data within a few days of your event date. So typically between 3 and 5 days, we'll have some information for you. And if there is a triggering event, you're getting a check in the mail and paid within 2 weeks. And when you get the money, because it's parametric, it's not indemnity, you can go ahead and use the money for whatever you like. You can spend $5,000 to the caterer, $10,000 to the club. You can do whatever you like.
And does the organizer have to do anything on their end during the event day? Do they have to worry about anything?
Nope, that's another good one. You guys, that's the beauty of what we provide, is that every event, whether it's a golf tournament, a concert, a rodeo, a zoo, we provide every customer, and if there's no rain, we provide every customer with an expiration report. So we'll provide that to you. Usually if there's rain, the customers email me and say, hey, I had some rain, what do we need to do? And I said, you don't have to do anything. We're going to email you the printout per hour that's been recorded. And if there's a triggering event, we will let you know that you'll be receiving a check in the mail.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Eric. That's all the questions that I have on my end. I just wanted to reiterate, we're really excited to start featuring a little bit of rain coverage in all of our upgraded website packages this year. If you have any questions regarding, Perfect Golf event websites, feel free to reach out to me or our team. Again, my name is Alex. My email is alex@perfectgolfevent.com. Eric, thank you so much again. I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, thank you, Alex, and thank you again to everyone on the call. And like he said, if you do have some weather protection in your upgrade, but you need more than what's been provided, please call me. I will price it up for you and make sure your entire event is covered. And I look forward to meeting all of you as soon as you're ready to see some pricing. So, Alex, thanks again. Everybody have a great day.
Thanks, Eric. Take care.